Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. Yesterday in SNAP test 2, there was a question asked based on reasoning, and all of you must have wondered that what kind of question is this. So in this video, I'm going to cover these different types of reasoning. Okay, so there are several types of reasoning: deductive reasoning, inductive reasoning. Then you have fallacies, circular reasoning, abductive reasoning, etc. So I'll cover this concept in this video so that if at all in the next test they ask a question, you would be able to attempt it. Although I do not remember the question exactly, I did mark deductive reasoning, but then I realized that partially I could partially remember the question, but I don't think that answer would have been deductive reasoning. And I went through all these types of reasoning, so explaining this in a video and followed by a short exercise for you to take. So if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are the best content provider for all MBA entrance examinations. And if case you are preparing for SNAP and are looking for mock test, we are providing 20 mock tests just for 600 rupees, and which includes all these difficulty levels. Okay, so you will find like last 4 years we have included SNAP 2021 replica, 24 replica also in the two of our mocks. And similarly, we have had all types of levels, like some with quant different, difficult, some with reasoning difficult. So it is a mix of all varieties so that you are well prepared for the examination. And several students have reported that they benefited from our mocks because they got to taste the varieties. It is not that all mocks are, you will find different flavor in different mocks. So let's start with these reasoning types. So first is deductive reasoning. Now deductive reasoning is basically, you already know, you must have used syllogisms. Okay, syllogisms is a kind of deductive reasoning. We solve the syllogisms, right? So it starts with some general premise and facts to reach a specific logically certain conclusion. So the conclusion has to be 100% true. So if it is 100% true, that is deductive reasoning. Like for example, all birds have feathers. A crow is a bird. So a crow has feathers. Okay, so that is deductive reasoning. It is often used in logic and mathematics. Like, for example, let's say we have a triangle has sum of angles as 180 degrees. So, if you draw a three-sided figure, or let's say you can say that, like in like you can have this kind of deductive reasonings that say if it is a diameter, the triangle formed is right angle triangle. Okay, so if that is true, so like theorem, like Pythagoras theorem and all these are deductive reasonings, right? So Pythagoras theorem says that a square plus b square is equal to c square. So if you 100% conclude something, that is called deductive reasoning. From multiple facts you go to a conclusion. Next type is inductive reasoning. It requires general conclusions, okay, from specific observations, and the conclusions are not guaranteed. So it is likely to be true, but not certain. Okay, deductive is 100% certain, but likely, but not certain. Okay, so for example, a person says that every Omni car I have seen is white, and conclusion he draws is all Omni cars are white. Now, this is not certain. Okay, there is no guarantee. There could be some other cars that could be non-white also. Okay, so based on general observation, you make some inductive reasoning. Okay, so let's say if you say that let's say inductive reasoning would be, let's say if a cricket team is playing a test match and scoring 500 runs, it wins, right? So if it has scored 500 runs in the next match, it will win. So that is a inductive reasoning, likely but not certain. So this is used in patterns or trends, but it does not guarantee that conclusions will always hold. Okay, so most likely but not always. Then we have abductive reasoning. It says that it seeks the best explanation for the available evidence. It involves inferring the most likely cause. So here we talk about the cause or outcome, though the conclusion might not be certain. So we talk about the cause. Like for example, evidence is given as the ground is wet. So it could probably have rained. So whenever we talk about the cause part, that is abductive reasoning. Okay, so where we have incomplete information, and that is like, for example, in medical diagnosis, right, we have incomplete information, but we think of a cause. Let us say a person has lung cancer. Maybe that could be a person is a smoker, right? That is an abductive reasoning, right? The person may have habit of smoking, not active, maybe passive smoker, or must be living in a polluted area, or must be working in some factory, or kind of thing, right? Similarly, criminal investigations, right? So based on the marks, you determine that okay, this could be, like, unless we do the complete research, whenever we have incomplete information and we make some logical conclusion, that is called abductive reasoning. Then we have circular reasoning. Circular reasoning means that one pointing to the other. Okay, and it is a logical loop that does not support the conclusion. So, for example, if it says that smoking is bad for you because it is unhealthy, okay, smoking is bad because it is unhealthy, right? And if we say that it is unhealthy, and see, there is a loop between two things, right? We do not have any conclusive thing. You can trust me because I always tell the truth, okay? Because it's just that there is no conclusive evidence from it, okay? So if like he is telling the truth, then you then only you would say that you can trust that person, okay? And like similarly, first example, right? So smoking is bad because you do not, because it's unhealthy. There is a loop, okay? We do not have a certain evidence for it, okay? It does not provide independence evidence. It does not provide some independent evidence, right? The argument goes in a circle. Then you have analogical reasoning. In analogical reasoning, what happens is you draw a conclusion based on the similarities between two things. Okay, so when you compare two things, analogy, right? You see the analogy based questions. If you appeared on NMAT, right, you must have seen analogy in visual reasoning. Also, sometimes we do analogy. So when you compare two things, that is called analogy. Like, just as a car needs a fuel to run, a person needs food to maintain energy. So we are comparing two things, that car needs fuel to run. Similarly, a person needs food to maintain energy. Okay, so that is called analogy. If there are some similarity in some ways, they may be similar in other ways as well. So that is analogy. Then you have fallacious reasoning. So fallacious reasoning are where we try to undermine the logical validity of an argument. Basically, we try to prove an argument wrong. Okay, so whenever a person tries to win argument without using logic, okay, the attempt to win argument without using logic, that is called fallacy. Like, for example, a minister says that we should consider raising the minimum wage. Okay, now the person is saying they want to bankrupt all small businesses and cause massive job losses. He does not have any evidence for it, right? But he tries to win the argument. Okay, so they are raising the minimum wage, so it will impact us. So unless you have a conclusive evidence and you try to weaken the other argument, that is called a logical fallacy. For example, another example, we should invest more in renewable energy sources like wind, solar, and wind power. The person is saying you say only say that because you are a tree hugging environmentalist. Okay, so that is again a logical fallacy because you do not have any substantive thing to prove. You are just trying to win the argument over the other person without providing any conclusive logic. Then we have contradictory reasoning. Contradictory means that you must have seen in binary logic also these kind of things. Contradictory reasoning involves two or more ideas that cannot be true at the same time. Okay, so if like it has to be either true or it has to be either false. So that is called contradictory reasoning. So whenever you solve those binary logic based questions, that is contradictory at times, right? So you pick up contradictory statements. The new and improved product is the same great product you have always loved. Okay, now you are saying that how it is contradictory, it is new and improved, and you are saying same great product. It cannot be true, right? If it is new, it cannot be the same product, right? If it is the same product, it cannot be new. Like iPhone, okay, so iPhone says that new and improved, it is the same product that you always love, right? So it is, if it is the same product, then how can it be new? This statement is false. Okay, now this is a contradictory reasoning. Like for example, in binary logic also, if a person says I am a liar, okay, so that is a contradictory reasoning, because the person says I am a liar, right? So that is contradictory, because a person who is a liar will not say I am a liar, and if a person is a truth teller will not say I am a liar. Similarly, this statement is false. Okay, अगर आप ये statement को true मानते हो, that is not possible, right? It is, if you are saying that it is true, then it is not possible. And if you treat that this, suppose you say that this statement is false, it will not make sense, right? A false statement will not say the statement is false. So it's a contradictory reasoning. It cannot be true. uh, Illogical it creates logical inconsistencies within the argument. Okay, so if there are two ideas that cannot both be true, that is called contradictory reasoning. Then we have pragmatic reasoning. Pragmatic means what? Pragmatic means practical. So whenever we talk about some practical approach, right, that is called a pragmatic reasoning. For example, implementing flexible work hours would boost employee morale and productivity. Now, this is a pragmatic approach, right? We are not providing any evidence for it, but it looks a practical solution to something. Okay, investing in early childhood education can reduce social inequalities. Okay, this is a pragmatic approach. So it is basically theoretical solutions are not as important, but practical, it is talking about some practical uh, uh, consequences, right? So that is called pragmatic reasoning. So in this, evidence will not be there, but common sense says that it will work. Okay, and it has long term benefit. That is called pragmatic reasoning. Then next is intuitive reasoning. Intuitive means intuition. Your gut call says something, you believe in something. Okay, so it is based on instinctive feelings, gut reactions, or insights rather than logical process. So where no logical process is involved, आप कहते हो कि मुझे ये आंसर सही लग रहा है, I will mark this as the answer, which we often do in the exams, right? Like if we are unable to solve a question, we try to see that okay, this looks, I mean, you must develop that intuitive thing also. Sometimes it helps, especially in competitive examinations. You get the gut feeling that okay, it does not look good. You do not know the correct logic, but you feel that okay, my gut call says that this might be the answer. So I just feel like it is going to rate today. Okay, so based no way, no evidence is there that clouds are there or something. No, you are just saying based on your gut feeling, right? Or you will say that okay, this team is going to win the match, okay, without any proper thing. Like it's, let's say it's a level match, you before the match, let's say it's a final match between the top two teams, you have the gut feeling that this team is going to win the match. So those are called intuitive reasoning. Okay, my gut is telling me to go with option B. There is no logic why are you going with option B, but your gut says it. So that is called intuitive reasoning. Okay, so these are different reasoning types, right? So now we'll have a quiz time. You can take pause this video, try to answer the questions, and comment your score, that how many of these questions you got right. So we have these questions. These are the first three set of questions. Okay, so example of deductive reasoning, the type of reasoning asked, and another example of inductive reasoning. Okay, so you can take this screenshot and attempt the questions, and later on comment your answers in the video. So next three set of questions, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so example wise, feature wise, so I've covered all these types that we just discussed about. So possibly you might get a question from this again, because snap typically asks, if something is they've asked in one of the examinations, they might ask. So for that purpose we have covered this topic in this video. Okay, so these are some questions, 12 questions, and please attempt these questions and answer them in the comments of this video. Okay, and if you want to get the answers right, you can join our telegram group. So and do let us know in the comments, the comments of this video, the score you got, and get this pdf with the answers, because you do not have the answers. If you want to check your answers, whether your answers are right, so we have uploaded the pdf on our telegram group. So please do join our telegram group for the same. Okay, so I hope you found this video useful. Might help you if you get a question, because in in these examinations, even 1 marks matter, right? In any examination, like the person who is at the border realizes the importance of 1 marks. So probably it might help you in the examination. Like we did discuss some of the things. Like if you remember in our LR marathon also, we had a question on first cousin, and it appeared in the examination. So जिसको नहीं पता होगा उसको वीडियो देख के समझ में आ गया होगा. So likewise, we will cover some more videos. Do let us know in the comments that which topics you want us to cover as revision for the next examination. Okay, and wish you all the best for snap 3. Keep preparing and try to take as many tests as possible, right? Even if you have exhausted other tests, I mean, in snap it is about speed, and the more practice you have, the variety of questions you have solved, okay, that gives you an idea that which questions to attempt, which to leave, because it's all about the thing that which are the questions that you are going to attempt. And snap is just 1 hour test, so you can at least take 4 or 5 tests easily per day. And like that's if you are studying the entire day, because topic wise if you study, there are too many topics to cover. But if you take mocks, you know that okay, which are the things that you know, which topics you can cover and all. So the link to these mock tests are given in the description of this video. You can check it out. Okay, so thanks for watching this video and do join the Telegram group to get the answers to these questions which we had.